What's good, everyone? It's your boy Sifu G, the Esoteric Warrior. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the Esoteric Warrior YouTube channel. Today is about Bak Mei Kung Fu on conditioning the shins. Just like the forearm, the kill, there's a leg bridge, goat kill, sow kill, right? So you got your bridge for your arms and your legs that need to be conditioning. Not many people do that in Norme San Bak Mei Pai, right? I don't know about the rest of them, but this is all going to be in the book that's coming out on Monday, so we're flat out, but this is a little something that is in the book that I wanted to share, just to say thank you for anyone that's going to be getting it. It's going to be in much more detail, although what I'm about to show should get you moving. Because the reality is, Bak Mei Kung Fu is all about combat, all about fighting. It's not about the forms, right? So forget the forms. Stop being form fairies, wearing your pajamas, trying to get snap and looking cool. Your basics is the most important. So again, the book is going to have the best of the best on how to train from the beginning up to the advanced levels. That being said, Bak Mei Kung Fu, and the way I was taught, same as Yao Kung Fu, the front foot actually turns in slight angle towards the opponent's center line, right? Pros and cons on that stance, because a good kicker is going to see that calf and aim that all day. You don't have to be a pro fighter to get a kick on the street, especially to the lower leg, because it's so useful. That being said as well, because that foot's turned 45, if you know anything about judo, and all these moves in Bak Mei are foot sweeps as well. So knowing your stance, the pros and cons about it, standing still, thinking that you got good solid stances and you're going to get kicked and you're going to get injured. So this is on how to condition the shins. Like I said, the arm bridge has to be conditioned for when we're fighting. We should be never trying to block kicks down low, because you're going to get your arm broken no matter how much conditioning you have. The leg is a lot stronger than the arm, right? So in the book we'll have the formula that is used for the iron bridge for the shins as well, because it's the same thing. And if you know anything about herbal medicine, the correct formulas are so important. Crucial for your training, otherwise do not do the conditioning at all, right? Chinese way, any bruising and swelling mean there's stagnation of the blood and qi, and that can accumulate and cause illness and whatever. So using the correct jiao that's in the book for the shins and arms is all there. So I've given all this information for you to do and use. That way you're on the road to success, right? Right. So it's all I'm trying to do is I want to share my passion. And if someone's got that same passion, they'll be getting those books and looking through the herbs, go and get in the field, take the book with you even, right? And show the herbalist. So the foot 45 can be good for trapping the leg and locking and then sweeping, right? But that never always is the case in combat. So you are going to cop kicks, possibly, if the guy's a kicker, right? A lot of people do martial artists on the street, so don't think you're always fighting a guy that's doing this. Every clip, people think just everyone fights like this. No, a lot of people are trained on the street, right? A lot of people got access to the internet and can learn drills and box at home, kickbox, and don't ever forget, you know, it's yeah, reality versus kung fu training, and you see people doing silly shit is just going to get your students killed, right? And as Sifus, we have a responsibility to make sure that we give the knowledge, the correct knowledge of understanding how to fight using the art. Otherwise, do the forms, and if that's what you're going to call yourself as a Sifu, just by knowing forms, fuck out of here, man. Right? Respect the art, train it for the combat, because the health benefits outdo any fucking form anyway. Right? So all this slow movement, I might as well go for a walk. Right? Do some squats. Right? So form fairies don't advance the art at all. Right? So train the body in the Bak Mei correctly, developing the power, developing the muscles, developing the conditioning of the everything that you're going to be using, all your anatomical weapons. Right? You can be 20 forms but still can't even throw a kick properly. It is insane a thing. But anyway, the best way to get your shins conditioned, if you're a martial artist and you're starting and you're practicing kicks, is the heavy bag. Right? That's going to condition your shins as you gradually get better with your kicking and your timing and your distance and power. The harder the bag, the more it's going to hurt, obviously, and you're not going to be throwing as hard. So again, there's a method from going from soft to hard always, right? Just like iron palm, rise to rocks or steel ball bearings. Same thing, you've got to do it right. So where all the conditioning is about the bone, right? The calcium, the bone marrow. Healthy bone marrow, healthy bone growth through the correct training methods using the jowl is always going to help with your training. So don't do it unless you got some type of jowl and massage techniques to heal, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about the longevity, and we want to progress as we get older and get better as we get older, not get fatter and as we get older and sitting in the chair. So constant movement, constant training, and train professionally like a combatant, right? What it was designed for, and your forms will be so much better, right? So condition the shins, bags when you're doing kicks, Thigh pads, another one, and good old sparring. Shin pads on, and you can just go light, and you're gonna still understand what it's like to get kicked in the fucking leg. It's painful, right? Thank God Black Tortoise don't have any kicks, but we got some knees, right? So, but that doesn't mean that Black Tortoise won't defend against kicks. That's what we're prepared for. Getting back to the Bak Mei. So the Bak Mei book's got the formulas for the shin conditioning in the forearm. Spend a considerable amount of time what you do with your hands and forearm for your legs, right? Because Bak Mei has some great kicks, and it's not many people showcase the kicking side. They're so caught up on fucking forms, it's stupid. And then you see them try to kick even in the air, and they can't even twist their foot, can't do certain things. It's like, meh. You lead a horse to water, can't make the fucker drink, right? Right, so pay attention, treat yourself as a professional, eat right, food that's got calcium, right? If you're not eating enough food that has that, there's those little gummies for calcium pills and stuff like that. So take your conditioning serious, because we're going to the bone now, right? So You don't want any bone spurs or bone weird deformities that's going to end up getting an operation. I have seen it, right? When people think they can go hard on steel ball bearings and they end up getting... We do this on the ground, or like I'm about to do, or put your leg up. And another thing is that doing conditioning on your forearm, if you haven't got a partner, use your own bone, because if you can't even withstand your own density of your own bone and hitting, it's different when you hit other people that are conditioned. So you'll always start with your jowl, right? And you'll rub it in. I'm just going to do one leg just to show. Get right in using your thumb and the heat of your palm. Down the sides of your shin. I love the smell of jowl in the morning. Or in the afternoon actually. It's been pissing down all day. I think Thais have their own liniment as well, right? And I think it's that real camphor-y type, gets that heat going in the legs and gets the muscles, the blood circulating. For combat sport, right? Because you've got to be pumped, so to speak. All right, so once you've massaged your jowl in, and if you've just done your bag workout and sparring and you've got some bruises, don't do this, right? So after you've done your bag work and sparring, put your jowl on and just go up and down your shins and pay attention to any injuries, right? On both legs, of course. Can you imagine when I was 9 years old, this leg was cut off, a nasty accident, and this leg was cut off. So if I can do Kung Fu with a bum leg and only half a calf muscle, there's no excuse that you can't fucking train for real your Kung Fu rather than just be a fucking form fairy and pretend that you're a Bak Mei practitioner. Don't get me started. Right? So put as much on as that you feel. And you want to first excite the marrow rather than going straight to smashing. You want to tap and smash it, right? You can do that by just getting some bamboo chopsticks taped up at the end. For the kids, you've got bamboo skewers, get them at shop, tape at the end, and that still gets the tapping, but a little bit heavier with the chopsticks for the adults, or you can start off with them and then move to that. But you just want to start, so if you look at your shin, straight down the line here, right down the mid line of your shin, that bone, you want to work straight down that first, and then on the inside and just on the outside of the shin, on both sides. So you can, like I said, you can be sitting watching TV and hitting up and down. A lot of yous have seen Grandmaster do away with the rubber mallet, right? He's shown that he's got the skill already, right? And he's done all this other training in his past years, obviously. And he's shown his toughness with that. I wouldn't advise just smashing yourself with a mallet and pretending you got iron chins, because this is only just to excite the marrow and the calcium growth for the bone growth. Right? We want stronger bones by doing this. So excited by waking up the marrow, tapping. Doesn't have to be smashing, right? You're just dropping it and then do the inside. And pay attention to where it hurts the most. Write it down, log all your training, what it felt like, how much it hurt. Did you enjoy it? No? Yes? Right? So, up and down the shins, both sides, right? And you want to wake up the marrow. Once you've got that, you can use a rolling pin. I've seen people in kickboxing use just wood and Coke bottles, right? But you can use this, or you roll the bar for both and put pressure on and back up, right? So, back. My mum's favourite weapon, this you got more control of that. And if you got a Kung Fu brother, he can put your leg up, get your stretching in, and then they can roll on that. And we're going to do 3 up and downs, right? So from the top, straight on top of the shin, right? Like that. All the way down and up is 1. And we do 3. Down, up, and then inside. Down, up. Pay attention to all what hurts, because that is a good experience to go, shit, I don't want to be kicked there, right? If you feel it, right? Especially Sami gel on the inside of the leg there, triple in there. So yeah, down and up 3 times, and you work that, and you're trying to sharpen it on top, down like that. Until it gets red, right? We'll start to get a little bit redder and redder. You don't want bruises. So if you've got bruises, it's going to hurt. So don't do it, just rub your jowl in, right? And you'll do both legs. Right, up and down. So just count 6 inside. And especially having this leg ripped off at 9 years old, I lost length in the leg, and once my cast was off and my skin was healed, I had to swim every day. My teacher at Redfern School used to pick me up every morning or afternoon, take me to the New South Wales University pool and make me swim to get because she was a good swimmer, so he would take me, and I ended up becoming a champion swimmer and getting medals for 50 metre. And then football, I exceeded in football and Kung Fu. I've kickboxed with it, I've sparred with it. So getting that bone back to where my leg would never be as good as this. I've lost a lot of flexion in this ankle because I've only got half a calf muscle. So since I was 9 years old, I couldn't pull that back. Another way to like I said, you can get the roller bar with or just the rolling pin and get a partner to just put a little bit of pressure on, and you'll see how much it hurts, right? But you can also get a bundle of bamboo, the thin bamboo, or what I like to use with students was the kendo Shin, the bamboo, and you get them standing up, excuse me, get them standing up and flexing and tapping, hitting like that, right? So to be a a good Bak Mei fighter, you have to do all this training, right? And appreciate the art better by the experience, right? The forms are not going to teach you to fight. It's going to teach you some combinations, but without a partner to train with and try to land those shots and work it out at the right time when to use a trap or not, how sharp you are, just your basic punches, right? A lot are lacking. They like to see all this flowery stuff and trapping, but they're lacking with those normal kicks and punches, right? So conditioning body is as serious as doing meditation and everything else, but proper diet, proper rest, proper food, right, and water, right? Always be hydrated when you train. All right, so I hope this is as helpful to you guys as it has been for me through my training and fighting and competition, kickboxing. They got good shins as well as Thai boxers, and there's no reason why Bak Mei shouldn't be as hard. Alright, so forms is not going to advance your body skills. Just a dance routine that anyone can do, and it means absolute shit when it comes to someone wanting to fight you, right? Because if you haven't had a partner to do all that real type of sparring and understanding, then yeah, you're just a form fairy, and that to me just does not advance the art of Bak Mei. Alright, so Tao bless. Till next time, Esoteric Warrior, Lord General, peace.